How to Make America Utopia, Take Away the Economy from Those Who Rigged It. As I See It, Class Warfare, The Only Resort to Right-Wing Doom. It's Worth It, How to Talk to Your Right-Wing Relatives, Friends, and Neighbors, and other books written by Egberto Willis. Welcome to Politics Done Right. My name is Egberto Willis, your host. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, Harris County. Good morning to the great state of Texas. And of course, good morning to the United States of America. Good morning to the entire world receiving our signals via the magic of El Internet, formerly known as the Alphanet, created by we the people. And we have to remember to maintain it. We the people. Anyway, folks, we are going to have a great day today. Have a whole lot of topics we got to get into. But you know, before we get into the ticket, what am I talking about? Before we get into the topics, we have a lot to ask of you. But anyway, without further ado, let's run on to the studio with El Señor Jacques Van Beba and Mayana. Good morning, folks. How y'all doing this morning?
Boom, boom. I'm here.
Good morning, Mayana. How are you?
I'm good, Jack. We right next to each other.
I like the boom, boom. Man, I like the boom, boom. It makes me remember my days on the Caribbean Ocean. Oh, my God. Here you go.
How you doing, Egberto?
I am doing fine. I'm doing fine. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me.
She's going to read your topic for the day.
All right. Let's go for it.
Okay. Democracy, economic justice, and the state collide in today's program. A Texas woman refuses to be silenced after discovering she was removed from the voter rolls. The number behind capitalism reveals a system structurally engineered to hollow out the middle class.
Stand by, Sandy.
And serious questions mount after ICE. Sorry, I heard an echo.
No, that was my thing. Go ahead. Continue, Mayana.
Okay. And serious questions mount about ICE shot Ruben Ray Martinez in Texas, raising concerns about transparency and accountability. These stories are not isolated. They expose a system's failure, demanding civic action and structural reform. You can tell I got contacts. Okay, I was having problems with my contacts. You can see the difference.
It's working though. You know what? When you get used to contacts, it's like I can see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right,
Jack, what's up?
We have Sandy standing by. I didn't get to write anything. I was kind of having some technical stuff go on this morning. So here we go, Sandy.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Egberto, Mayana, Jack, all of our listeners. Hope everybody's doing well on this Monday morning, day number 12 of our fund drive. You know, a good reason for giving this morning is that Kenny Stabler wore number 12. So here we are on the 12th day, and we're looking to increase the total that we've already collected toward our $175,000 goal during this winter fund drive. We had a really good weekend, and we stand over 106,000. I don't have an exact tote because not everything's been posted yet. The paperwork hasn't caught up, but we're making our way, and hopefully we will add to that total in the tune of $500 during the show. That's the goal for the show, $500. And you can help out by calling 713-526-5738, hit option 1, or go over to kpft.org at your convenience. You'll find a big old donut button or donate button, and you click that, put in the dollar amount, and off you go. A couple things to talk about. Very popular this weekend. Our cruise on Clear Lake with Nuri Nuri on April 18th, the Blues Cruise 2. It's $150 for one and $275 for two. And also our birthday party crawfish boil on March 29th. $75 for one ticket, $130 for a pair. Both events, the crawfish boil and the boat ride, are available at a slight discount if you put them together. $365 pledge. We call it the manager's special, and I have no idea why. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. And I want to thank this audience for what they've done so far. We've got a little bit further to go. I'm looking at this and trying to navigate the tea leaves, and it looks like the middle of next week we should be done with this drive. Egberto.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, welcome aboard. LBW, La Profesora, is in the house. You know, I have to greet my teachers. How you doing? Thank you for being here, LBW. Glenn Ryan, left, my nemesis that thinks he's at the left, but I keep telling you, you're not at the left of me, my brother. Lynette is in the house. Lynette keeps our chat really humping. Lisa Brentley, welcome aboard. LBW says, Jack is so quiet. Jack, are you quiet, dude? Anyway, Lynette said, good morning, Egberto team and all our Substack family. And in the house, we have Lisa Blair from Atlanta, Georgia, as well. Remember, I missed some of the folks in the beginning. Just some good news. Rescued sea turtles takes a first-class flight. A rescued sea turtle named Crush has had quite the journey after being found in need of specialist care off the coast of Jersey. The turtle was flown first class to Southampton before being transferred to Marine. Just a bit of good news to start. We don't only want to be negative. Colombia's deforestation continues to decline. There's encouraging news from Colombia, my part of the world. If Roosevelt, I think it was, didn't park that ship off the Gulf of Colon, where I was from, Panama would still be a part of Colombia. But because America wanted to build a canal, they created a revolution in Panama and split the country. And now we had Panama y Colombia. But anyhow, another day, another story. And well, Norway nears perfect renewable in near perfect renewable electricity. Norway is setting an impressive example in clean energy, generating 96.3% of its electricity from renewable sources, largely hydropower. It's another powerful sign that large-scale renewable systems aren't just possible; they're already working. A bright headline for sustainable and climate progress, while we have a president that says the climate change is a hoax. I mean, the most powerful country saying that, while the rest of the world are getting their act together. Anyway, folks, before I have a quick 13-minute thing on voters that I did this weekend. Saw this woman on TikTok who was having problems voting. I contacted her. She got back with me, and we did this thing here. It's important. We have a lot of good information. We are here during voting, and this is very important. But as Sandy said, we do need your support. I want to ask you to start now. Please be the first one of you right now. 713-526-5738. Again, that number is 713-526-5738. Did I get that right? Yeah. I just happened to have the wrong one on the screen. 713-526-5738. That is how we. Oh, I don't want to get you started yet. I
Capitalism
don't want to get
has
you started yet. I don't want to get you started yet. I have to tag you first. Anyway, folks, so we do need your support. I know you're tired, as I am tired of saying you get up in the morning to listen to us and you hear, I need a little bit more cash. But the truth of the matter is, that's what's going to give us the rest. That is what's going to keep us solid. That is what's going to keep us solid back for the rest of this thing. So call us at 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Let me give a few suggestions here. Of course, there's always breakfast, or we call it coffee or breakfast with Egberto. I don't remember which one it's under. Breakfast or coffee with Egberto, and that is a $250 contribution. You also have the Politics Done Right T-shirt is $100 contribution. It's a beautiful one designed. I think it was designed by Robin, if I recall correctly. Look, all of this, none of this comes to me. It is all for the station. My goal, the goal that was imposed on me, is $500 to keep this show going. So you can start that for me at 713-526-5738. Welcome aboard. Ed Cole, welcome. Jane V from North Carolina. Grace Garfinkel, welcome aboard. I also see our one and only Cheryl Elkin in the chat. Cheryl, I sent you a note this morning for that day to have our joint Zoom coffee with Egberto. I gave the suggested date. It's all on you to tell folks whatever you want to tell them, however you want to tell them, etc. But we will have that. All right, let's get busy and go ahead.
Love you, Cheryl.
Hey, you hear that, Cheryl? Jack just says he loves you, but you knew that. Um. Anyway, let me go ahead and cue that in. I think I have all the connections right. This is what is happening in Texas as we speak. Welcome to another edition of Politics Done Right. As you guys know, I've been speaking a whole lot about voting lately, and I've been telling folks what they really have to do going forward because of the state that we're in and what our state has been doing with voter rolls. This is a classic example. I'm honored to have Pamela McCrae on with us this morning. Pamela, I saw a video that she made after attempting to vote, and I said, I've got to find this woman and let her tell her story live. How you doing, Pamela? Welcome to Politics Done Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I am doing well. I thank you for reaching out because we need to spread the word because awareness is key.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, I want to thank you for what you did, because a lot of people go into these voter booths or the voter areas, and they're told they can't vote or they're not registered. And what they do is they go home.
They leave.
And what has to happen is every single person that encounters what you encountered must do what you did.
Okay, y'all, they already starting with the BS in Texas. I'm down here to vote. I came the first day of early voting, which is today. They're telling me I'm not registered. I'm sorry, ma'am. I just voted in the presidential election. I've voted in every election since I've been here. And now I'm magically not registered. You said we needed a passport to vote. No problem, ma'am. Now you said I can't use this because it's not pulling anything up. My name isn't in here, this, that, and the third. I need to go and get my driver's license. Okay, I'm going to walk back to the car and get my license, but I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to leave here without voting. Listen, baby, tighten up and get it right. Call who you need to call, do what you need to do. Because today, I'm voting, boo-boo. This day, I shall vote. This day shall not end without me voting. You understand me? Because I'm following the rules, I'm following the regulations, I'm doing what you said I need to do, the whole 9 yards. So at the close of this day, I'm going to have that little on my chest. Say it with your chest, because I'm voting today.
Tell us your story.
Well, it's interesting because this is something that I've always been passionate about. And one of the first things I did when I moved to Texas was register to vote. So, and I don't miss a beat. I keep up with all of those things. So when I got there and I had my passport in hand, and the reason I went with my passport first in lieu of my driver's license was because I'd heard two other women saying that they needed a passport and they didn't have a passport. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just grab my passport. And that's what I did. So I grabbed my passport, I go on in, and when I get there with my passport in hand, and I hand it to them, and they're like, well, we can't find you. And I'm like, well, that's not possible, was my first, literally, I'm like, well, that's not possible. And so I said, well, try again, do something else. Look, I'm saying, try another computer. Because because in this moment, you're telling me something that should not be happening.
Right.
And I'm a resolution type girl. So this is what you're saying, but I know that this isn't correct. So let's try another avenue was it immediately where my mind went. And so they fumbled and fumbled and fumbled and called someone else over. And so now it's 3 of them. And I'm like, well, we need to call somebody because I'm registered to vote. I just voted. And so she calls a number and she speaks with someone and they're telling her they don't have me. And I'm telling her, so I'm still adamant about the fact that that's not possible. So at this point, I'm like, I just said it. I'm like, well, that's a lie. And so I'm flustered because I need to leave to travel home. And you're telling me I'm not registered to vote, but I know if I miss this, I'm not going to be able to early vote. So at this point, I am aggravated. But of course, you can't show it. You can't be what they would deem
the angry Black woman. Yes,
that
right. You can say anything here. That's fine.
Okay, so because even though I'm aggravated, I'm still smiling. I'm still really nice, but I'm hotter than a bowl of grits on the inside. So, and you got to excuse my old sayings.
I love grits. Not to worry.
Okay, great. So you have a driver's license. Are you even registered in the state of Texas? Maybe you thought you registered, but you're not registered. So at this point, I'm like, you guys said that a passport was needed, but now you're telling me that I need to get a driver's license. I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm walking back out to my car, but I'm so livid. It's very rare that I do anything on TikTok, but I just grabbed my phone because I had it and I posted the video. And let me say this, the video was posted from a place of, I'm not going to be turned around. I'm not going to shut up.
That's what I loved about it. That is what I loved about your video.
Thank you. Because it was just a moment. And when I did that, I was feeling every bit of what I posted, because in that moment, I knew that I could not let them. Now I'm determined because I feel like you're trying to take something from me. And I can't let you do that. I just wanted to let people know, hey, look, if you're going to vote, be completely prepared, because I'm in here with a passport. And you're telling me that you can't pull me up with a passport, which everyone knows that a passport supersedes your driver's license. And then my car was parked so far away. I'm like, I'm going to get my steps in today. I literally was saying things to myself because I knew that no matter what, I was going to vote that day. You were not.
So you got your license out of your car and you went back.
I went back.
And what happened?
Back. They were like, oh, I said, yeah. And I posted a subsequent video. And in that subsequent video, you can hear me saying, yeah, I knew I was going to come back, because I knew I was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was not going to be one of those people that leave, because think about this. How many of us leave?
Most.
We just leave.
Most people, when they said, well, you're not on the rolls, they don't bother. Or even if they don't bother. And that is what they're counting on in Texas. They're counting to say, oh, we made a mistake to take you off the rolls. I'm sorry. Well, no. I mean, everybody has to act. But tell me how the story ended, because I want to give some advice after you say that.
I went back in, and unfortunately, and this is one thing that I say too, those provisional ballots are a trap. It is a setup.
Mm-hmm.
Because with a provisional ballot, that does not necessarily mean that your vote will be counted.
Right.
And people need to know that. And the only reason I took that provisional ballot was because, and had I known, I was coming home to South Carolina, where I'm originally from, and I had a 20-hour drive. But had I known that the funeral was going to be a couple of days later, I would have waited an extra day so that I could have voted the regular way with a regular ballot. Because if I'd waited, I wouldn't have had to do the provisional ballot.
Right.
I had to leave, which is why it was important for me to vote that day. Then I did the provisional ballot. And everyone needs to know, and I know you're aware of this, a provisional ballot just means they provide you a ballot. That's all. Provision. They make provision by providing you a ballot.
And it may or may not count. Now, I want to tell the audience something, because this is so important. One of the reasons I said 8 weeks before the election, check that you are registered at your voter registrar. In the case of Texas, you just have to go to the tax assessor's office here in Texas. Every week, make sure you are registered to vote and your name shows up, and take a picture of the screen that shows you are registered. You do it every week, 33 days, because you have to be registered 30 days before the election. 33 days before the election. Measure it every day and make sure you are on the ballot, and take a picture of that. If on day 29 before the election, day 28, day 27, you're no longer there, you raise hell. What that means is you go to the media and you also go to the voter registration office and show the pictures. I should be there. You better get me back on the rolls at all costs. And you publicize it. Get in touch with me. Get in touch with all independent media. But it must be done. What you did, Pamela, I think is so important, because I think what you did for awareness is better than anything I could do in the media. Because what happens is people see that, and in you, they say, that's me.
Yeah.
And that is what is so important about what you do. Now, Pamela, you mentioned that after you did your video, you got a lot of messages in your inbox from people who were having the same problem. Most importantly, you said you had a dialogue with a person who left, and after speaking to you, tell us the story.
I had a dialogue with a young woman. She inboxed me. She saw my video and she told me what happened to her. And she was frustrated because she was not able to vote. I told her, I said, no, ma'am. I said, here's what I need you to do. So I told her what to do. I said, get everything that you have. And she was like, well, I don't have a passport. And I think at that moment, she was telling me that they'd ask her for one or whatever. I don't remember exactly. But the point was, she could not vote. And I told her she could. I told her to get all of her documents and go back. And she said, well, they're not going to let me do it. And the bottom line is, once we dialogued, I walked her through exactly what to do. She went back and she was able to, not a provisional, she cast a regular ballot. And she came on my live. I did a TikTok live yesterday. And she came on my live and let me know that she was able to vote and that she did, in fact, vote. It took her a while because she inboxed me back personally and let me know, I still went through, but I voted, and she did not do the provisional like I told her. I told her not to accept the provisional. She didn't. She was able to actually cast a ballot. So it's the things like that that make what I did. And I didn't really think, let me be clear, I didn't think I was doing anything. I was just telling people because this is something I'm so passionate about, and I just wanted to spread the word. And I had no clue that this thing would take off like it did. It took on a life of its own, and which is why I'm here with you. But when people inbox me, when they tell me that this happened to me, then I feel that, and I just want to help. I just want to go through the screen or go wherever they are, because there's an influx of people from not just Texas. This is happening everywhere.
So I want to thank you, first of all, for taking your time out here to tell us this story, and also to show folks that they have to go out there at all costs and vote. Anything you'd like to tell the audience before we close?
Remain vigilant, because anything that someone fights you for has to have some sort of value to it. No one fights for something that has no value. And also, we say our votes are being suppressed, but they will remain suppressed unless we raise our voices. Suppression occurs because we are silent. Suppression comes from silence. Let's raise hell, good hell, get in good trouble, and stop the silence of suppression. When we're silent, we suppress ourselves.
Pamela McCray, thank you so kindly for having been on Politics Done Right.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Man, when I saw that video, I was impressed. I just want to give some important information as well. While Pamela went with a passport to vote, you don't need a passport to vote in Texas. On the blog that I wrote for this particular interview, I gave the link to the actual Texas website. that specifies a driver's license is enough as a voter ID. Unfortunately, as well, is a gun license, but not a student ID. So the thing is, having a valid driver's license, a valid Texas ID, a United States passport, and I forgot the others, but for this particular link, there is a link to that Texas site. I want to give a big thank. Bruce always comes through. He said, "I'll be doing it next week," and voila, he's here. Thank you so kindly, Bruce, for your contribution. And we have a new person, Xavier. Thank you, Xavier. It says, "Politics and Right. I enjoy the program, and I hope we can keep it going. Let's keep it going, folks." Call 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Again, that is 713-568-5, I mean, 713-526-5738. Let me throw it to Sandy, and then we have a lot more to talk about. Sandy? Well, while Sandy picks up his
Xavier, for
coffee and
stepping
pushes
up.
the button. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks to Bruce. Thanks to Xavier for getting us started on this Monday morning. I hope that you're in a position to join in and support community radio. We're going to be 56 years old coming up here very soon, March 1st. And we'll be celebrating in the form of a crawfish boil on Sunday, March 29th. You can join in on that festivity for a $75 contribution to community radio. All the crawfish you can scarf down. You'll get a couple of drink tickets on the way in, and also the Zydeco Dots will be playing at the event, and that's going to be held at the Knights of Columbus Hall, KOC if you will, and that's at 601 East Whitney in Houston, right near Airline and 45. So consider that and join on in. Do your part. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. $5 a month on a sustaining basis is a magnificent gift to KPFT. Some people that do that go, "I wish I could give more." Well, I wish more people could do that, and that would be great. So those of you listening that have not yet pledged this drive, consider that $5 a month sustaining pledge. We have $380 to close the gap between now and 8:05 this morning, so we still have some time. Again, our number, 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. Egberto, why do you do this show?
Man, let me just tell you, I remember getting up one night and saying, "This needs to change, that needs to change, this needs to change. Somebody needs to do something about it." And I pick up on something that you always say, Sandy, let that be you, right? I mean, when let it be you. If you don't do it, that why would anybody else do it? So I mean, that's what it's all about. And from giving here, supporting us here, or being a volunteer here, somebody has to do it. You get up, you do it. Jack gets up, he does it. Howard gets up, he does it. Mayana gets up, she does it. It's all about coming as a form of a community and providing a service in some form. In my case, it is doing a show. In many of those listening right now, it is saying I can afford $5 a month. It doesn't take a thing out of me to give a station $5 a month. But as you say, brother, that $5 a month from, in the case of what Jack says, from 12,000, if we could get $5 a month from 12,000 people, or $10 a month from 6,000 people, we don't have these fund drives anymore. And we have a hell of a lot more than 12,000 people listening to us every hour. Sandy.
That's about right. I mean, I can't argue with the logic. If you haven't made a pledge this drive, please do join in. Our phone number is 713-526-5738. Hit option 1, or mouse it over to KPFT and hit the donate button. When you put the dollar amount in that you'd like to pledge, the thank you gifts pop up, or on the pledge screen, you can just scroll down and view all the thank you gifts as you can on kpft.org. So we've got all kinds of great t-shirts, including a Politics Done Right t-shirt and a vintage 1980s t-shirt, which pictures the galaxy. and a little marker that says "You are here," pointing to a tiny dot at the edge of the galaxy, and the tagline on the shirt, "The reason for radio, Pacifica." I would like to think the reason for FM radio is that we have KPFT, and everybody that is listening and joining in on the conversation is reason enough by itself. 713-526-5738, option one, or kpft.org. That shirt comes in cobalt blue or black, and it's $100 contribution to your community radio station. Egberto.
Thank you so kindly, Sandy. And I also want to salute the many people from LBW to Cheryl
Clear, Sandy.
there's so many in the chat. Jane from North Carolina, so many in the chat. They have actually joined us. They're not only subscribers to Politics Done Right Proper, but subscribers to the station. That is, I mean, you have so many people out there saying, we see the problems. We are going to be a part of the solution. I always call out Cheryl because she's out there on bridges as well. Jane B. with her book clubs, etc., which I was honored to be a part of a few weeks ago. We have we have Lynette, who's always in here helping out. This is what community is about. You have Pamela, who just did her part by making that video when she couldn't vote, allowed by her doing that video, by forming her own sphere of influence, getting so many more people to vote together. The collective is so much more powerful than the individual. Nobody stands as an island, no matter what you think. What our economic system preaches, of course, is rugged individualism. That's a fallacy. Rugged individualism they want from you, but those few on the top, they're nothing but, and I'm saying this selectively, but nothing but parasites on you. Don't ever forget that. Anytime you see that person riding their Benz or at the top of that skyscraper that all of us built, I remember when I was speaking against the form of the economic system, somebody telling me, "Look at how great we are. We have these great buildings and these great freeways and this and that." And I looked at this guy and I said, "And how many of those buildings can you freely go into, the ones that you built? And how much of this great place that you built can you really partake of? How much of it?" Don't be fooled by a false democracy. We want real democracy. We want real free enterprise. We want real economic freedom. We want real that if you are out there, guys, and you have an idea, and your idea is of something of value, that you can put it out there. I remember when I left corporate America, I had the idea, COMDRV, COMMDRV. That was my product, created, and it was made from scratch and put out there, etc. Oh, yeah, 713-526-5738. Callers, I don't hear anybody. 713-526-5738. Why don't you give a little donation and also give us a call and chat? But no problems. We still have a lot to talk about. But again, 713-526-5738. We're only at two contributions. We are right now $380 away from our goal. I would love for us to make the goal. I don't remember, I don't know if later on we caught up on the goal on Friday. I know when I left the show, I don't think we had yet met the goal. So please, let's do that if you can. 713-526-5738. I have another video that I want to do. It's going to be 8 minutes, about 8 minutes long, and then that'll put me at 4. Yeah, I think I can do it. I built it yesterday, and I want those of you that are listening. Well, a call is coming in. I'll wait for the call. I want you guys, if I'm able to play this video, to look at the graph that I built, because I built a graph that shows what happens if the status quo continues in this country, because it's not like it's conjecture. It's actually been happening, and I show what the continuation of this would actually be. Again, like I said, I am just a numbers guy. I just believe in numbers. But until that call comes in and I get a name on, I want to encourage you to contribute Now, 713-526-5738, extension numero uno, extension number one, and suggest getting a uh, sustaining membership, $5 a month, or let's say $10 a month. I do $10 a month, even as I do the program as well, but it's worth it. Let's go to Johnny. Come on in, Johnny.
Hey, Egberto. Saturday afternoon, I called the Galveston County Voter Registrar's office for the second time this month, and I verified my voter registration. And I thought about what you were saying about going on the computer, going to the state site. And my luck, I'd probably jinx myself. But if I got so brave to do that, would they accept a printout? You know, like when you go on your computer and you print up receipts when you buy something online. Can you do that on the website,
Likely
or does it have to be a photograph you take with your phone?
Oh, no. Actually, if you can actually look, whenever you can do what's called a print screen and then print it to your printer, right? But I wouldn't want you to use up all your paper. That's the reason I said picture. But it's only, I said 8 weeks, right? So if you do this, it would be 4 sheets, once a week for the first 4 weeks before that 30 days. And at day 33, 32, 31, you also get a printout. Why? Because you just want to have the evidence that at the cut date, day 30, you want to show I was registered. You guys better do something. It's not me, it's you. And I don't want a provisional ballot. I want to actually vote. That's what it's. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I did mess up though. The second time I voted the other day, I forgot to get her name. I did it the first time. And I've got one of those old, I get in the mail on a regular basis, those cards that they send to vote with, which are pointless because there's no photo on them. And I mention that every time I joke with them to show up to vote, and they recognize me by now. So
well, the voter registration. I don't even know why they send the VIN numbers out, because the truth of the matter is you can't use that to vote. You have to have an ID. The VIN is automatically inside of the system. But the one thing that is that your VIN number doesn't change. So at least they'll have that to look it up in the computer and say, oh, it's really not there. But
here's another point that we can.
Yes.
Here's one other point we can make when we go there to vote. You say, here's this driver's license, which is true. In order to renew that driver's license about a year or so ago, I had to show up in person and produce my birth certificate.
Yes.
So I could not have this unless I had a birth certificate. Go call the people across McAllen Mainland. You talk to those folks, because that's where the driver's license bureau is, or the Department of Public Safety.
But the reason I told Pamela is we all have to work as a collective and let the media know when this occur, is because we need time to go to the courts to get injunctions in the event that we actually prove they are really purging the rolls. And they probably have purged the rolls, hoping that a lot of folks
there's a reason for why. And there's a reason why our crippled governor sent our voter registration information to Donald Trump not too many weeks ago. There's a reason for that.
Exactly.
Hello.
Well, let me just tell you, John, that you have prevented me from having the time now to play my capitalism video. But
I'm sorry.
But no. I prefer talking to our peeps. And when you go to politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, the link for it will be there. But thank you, buddy. Let's see. Let's go. Thank you, Johnny. Let's go to Brother Bruce. Come on in, Bruce.
Hello,
Bruce.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, and I want to thank you so kindly for your contribution. And by the way, we also have Ray from not South Park. Ray is from Third Ward. How you doing, Ray? Thank you so kindly for your contribution. He's became a sustainer here at KPFT. I appreciate you, my brother. We need now, let's see, we are at 60 plus 8. We're at 180. So therefore we need $320 more to make my quota, so that brother I'm not gonna say this. Anyway, come on in, Bruce, talk to me.
Yes, Alberto. I'm a man of my word. And I said I'd give last Friday, but my deposit hit the bank account late, so I did it today. I need your feedback on something that bothered me greatly over the weekend. I heard that Lindsey Graham has told President Trump to ignore any advisors that are urging caution and just bomb Iran. Now, Lindsey Graham, of all people, should know better. Why is he doing that? I need some feedback from you. I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, no problem. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things. Lindsey Graham seemed to be going off his rocker. He went over to Germany, and many people walked out on his speech because he's simply being incoherent, belligerent, etc. I Let me tell you, I don't have an answer, a verifiable answer. Let me just confess that, but I can tell you what I think. In order to keep our defense, Donald Trump came in under the pretense that we have these forever wars, and he had not believed in going to war here and there. Well, you got a taste of power of using the military, but there are a lot of folks that are still included in the military trying to tell them to hold back, don't be doing these things. There's no reason for us to invade Iraq. If the Iran story is a terrible story, it's completely created by the United States and Great Britain and the extraction of somebody else's oil. That's what it's all about. We can go into that some other time if somebody after this fund drive decide to say, Berta, give us the whole history on Iran. We'll do that. But my contention is, I think this is just a matter of keeping us buying bombs, keeping us buying missiles, keeping us doing all these things. That is the only logical thing that I can see. These people don't care about humanity. These people don't care about lives. They just care about that. Let's go to Kathleen. Kathleen, line number 3. How you doing,
Good
beautiful?
morning, and thank you for taking my call. And I thank God for waking me up so I could call, because my sleep habits are real bad. I have not slept well. I've missed you every morning for a very long time, but I woke up this morning.
Well, thank you, beautiful.
I'm not
Wait
gonna
a minute.
keep you.
Is this my wait. Is this my beautiful
No
Kathleen of
caffeine. I
80
just
something
turned
years
85.
old?
I just turned 85 last month, so they think
I
I'm dead. I'm not.
remember, yeah.
I'm losing my vision, but I'm not blind completely, and I'm not dead, and I have not lost my mind. And for somebody 85 years old to not go to bed until 5 o'clock in the morning and stay awake all day until the next evening, that's bad. That's one of the reasons why I haven't called. I don't sleep well, but I'm awake. I'm not going to take much of your time, but I want to tell you this. I see that they've started putting this man's name back on the ballot. He is no good. He stole $1,100 from me in 2016 in that court downtown, and I have not been able to address the matter, but I can put it out there. Jim Kovac. I don't know why the union keeps putting his name on the ballot. I haven't seen it on there in a long time, but I saw with my magnifying glass that he's on there.
Well, I can't attest to that. That is one person, Kathleen. But look, if for anybody who has harmed you, whatever we can do to help you, we would want to do that. But again, as far as naming, etc., we have no control over that.
Darling,
Yeah. Yes.
listen. I have never had a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of money when that happened. But the thing is, and I will probably never have a lot of money, but I know right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of wrong things done to me, but I don't worry about it. The master creator, honey, still has me here.
There you go, beautiful. Let me tell you, Kathleen, give me a shout.
But I need to.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about stuff like this on air. I don't want to talk about stuff like this on air because there's some issues, so how things can happen.
No, I understand.
Yes.
I understand, but I'm just saying that man's name is on the ballot again, and I was put off when I saw it.
I got you.
Yeah.
But look, at 85, let me just tell you something, young lady, my dear friend. At 85, I am glad that you woke up. I'm glad that you're listening to us, and you stay sweeter. All right.
And whenever I'm able to contribute, I will. Okay.
I know you will. I know. Love you, girl. We talk later. All right. All right, let's go to brother Jimmy. Come on in, Jimmy. Jimmy will be on in a little bit.
Great
There you go,
program
Jimmy.
called
You're on.
American. Yeah. Channel 8 has a great program called American Experience. The one on I watched yesterday was about Lyndon Baines Johnson and his presidency and his war against Vietnam. He bombed the hell out of Vietnam, killed thousands of people. We end up losing 75,000 troops there. He kept saying, we're not going to lose this war, but we did eventually lose the war, and it went on another 6 years even after he left office. So it's a great program, American Experience. The second thing is everybody says that President Trump is not telling the public or Congress why he wants to bomb Iran or attack Iran. He needs to give good, solid reasons why he wants to do that. There really is no great reason to do that at all. He ought to just leave Iran alone unless they become provocative. That's it.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Let me just qualify something. There is absolutely no reason to bomb Iran. None. Absolutely none. I want people to keep in their minds the only thing that we know is what someone has done. We know nothing else. We just know what someone has done. And let's have all of us some humility. The only country on this planet that has ever used the nuclear bomb is us. There are over 10 countries, some of them we consider belligerent, that have the bomb, has had the bomb, and never used the bomb. The only country we know that has the guts, the gall to use it is ourselves. Let's be a bit humble. Anyway, folks, we are in fund drive mode. And look, I am still $380. Wait, 300 and let's see, 100 plus 80, $320 away. Think about it. Coffee with Egberto would get us there quickly. $250, $250. Coffee with Egberto or breakfast with Egberto. I don't know what it's called on the website. Just go to kpft.org, select politics done right, and choose that option. If you can, I know there are a lot of people with means that listen, and sometimes it's just a hassle to go to the phone or go to the thing. Let's make that little hassle to keep us in line here to get to that $500. Again, that number is 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Please remember, this money doesn't go to Egberto. This money goes to the station. This money goes to keep that 100,000 watt transmitter on. Guess what else we have, guys? $25 a month. You get you go down in infamy. You are on Sandy's Walk of Fame, the KPFT Walk of Fame that we have here, with a block of your own, with a message you can actually put on that block for $25 a month. For $50 a month, you get a block that is 8x8. The first one is 4x8. The big one is 8x8. You can put whatever will fit on that block, and it's there in perpetuity for the station. 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Of course, you can get the t-shirts at $100, and you don't have to pay this all at once. You can break that down in installments. Likewise, again, you can just go ahead and say, I want to do a coffee a month. That is, or less than a coffee a month, $5 a month, or a solid coffee a month, $10 a month. I am a solid coffee a month, $10 a month. I wish I could give more, but I'm with many other organizations that we give, like many of you are. So think about it. You give to NPR, you give to the Women League, you give to the Heart Association. Try adding another $5 or $10 a month for us, for Politics Done Right. Well, I should back up. For KPFT, where Politics Done Right is played on. Please consider doing that now. We're running out of time this morning, and I'm $320 away from the goal. I know some of you can make that up for me. 713-526-5738, extension number 1. I'm going to throw it to Sandy.
You're hot.
Thank you, Egberto. And I just want to turn back for just a few minutes here. Kathleen called. She can't make a pledge this morning. We understand that. I understand that. There have been times in my life where I've shuddered to take a $5 bill out of my pocket and go spend it knowing there was not another one in my pocket to get me through the day. And, don't give us the money you're going to pay for your power bill. Don't give us the money you're going to use at the grocery store. Don't give us the money you need to go to the doctor, for Pete's sake. Take care of yourself. But if you have a few extra dollars, you're in a position where you can do that $5 a month or get the t-shirt or go to the crawfish boil or whatever it is that makes you happy in terms of a thank you gift. Contribute for folks like Kathleen that can't do that right now. And keep this radio station coming through the speakers in the morning on this program and all through the day with our wide variety of community programming that we have. We have 3 streaming channels, HD 1, 2, and 3. For those of you without an HD radio, but a phone, a smartphone, Android or Apple, there's an app you can get, and it makes it very easy to listen to all 3 streaming channels, no matter where you are on the planet, just about. Heck, I've gotten calls from the Caribbean and from Europe and all over the place where people are using that app. Long story short here is we're a community radio station that is a 501c broadcast. We're an educational entity, broadcast educational entity. And the education part comes with what we're discussing this morning. We all know, we've all been warned that there's going to be something to screw with the vote. The Republicans are a little afraid of losing their majority, as well they should be, after behavior exhibited like we've seen over the last year plus. Outrageous. Stupidly outrageous. Criminally outrageous in many cases. And so when you go down to vote and they tell you you're not on the voter roll, and we can share these stories, that alone must be worth something to somebody that hasn't already pledged. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. The people that fill the airwaves down here, the volunteer programmers, the people in the studio that are running the studio this morning, Jack and Mayana, they're passionate. We all feel like, in a way, we're on a mission to preserve this signal, to make sure it's there for the next generation, and to inform you today of what's going on. This kind of dialogue is so valuable, none better than anything being broadcast, FM or AM, at this very moment. Open your eyes, open your ears, open your mind, and lastly, open your heart. To those that can't make that pledge, we've got to keep this radio station going. A $500 goal, 6 to 7 a.m., should be met in a few minutes, frankly. But there's so many people that don't pledge or won't pledge. If you're one of those people that don't or won't, at least do this. When you get to where you're going, tell a couple people about what you listened to this morning and why. Tell them it was on 90.1 FM. Maybe they'll tune in too. By growing our audience, then these fund drives will be even shorter. There's something called the law of large numbers. There's a large number of people listening, but only a certain percentage will give the money. The larger the number of people listening, that percentage is probably about the same. But with more people, there are more pledges coming in. The math is pretty simple. Community radio must survive. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. Do your part. Egberto, thank you.
Thank you so kindly, Sandy. Morning, you just touched my heart. Morning just wrote, I am going to talk to my husband tonight to see if I can let him have his card so I can donate on his behalf. He will probably do it because he knows how much I love Egberto and Politics Done Right. And you tell him that his wife is loved right here by Egberto and KPFT. That's a statement of fact. So, folks, please give us a call, 713-526-5738, extension number 1. 713-526-5738, extension number 1. We don't have a lot of time, but we do have Miss Betty on. How are you doing, beautiful Miss Betty?
I'm okay. You know, Alberto, you're not like Lazarus Bone reciting Shakespeare. You know, you're not boring. And give to 90.1 Alberto. Do his 3 steps. 5 bits, 6 bits, $1. Make him holler. Do the trio. Love y'all.
Love you, girl. I can always depend on Betty Bean having her stuff written down quick and ready to go. Love you, girl. Love you, girl. Folks, and hey, LBW, have a wonderful teaching day. She says, gotta go teach. Y'all have a good day. I know it, girl. Go teach those kids. You're you are creating the future for us. You are creating the future. Anyway, folks, 713, we are coming down to the last. We're gonna go 5 minutes over 7. We're down to the last 10 minutes of the show. There's a lot more that I really need to talk about, but having to raise $320 more dollars means I have to convince a few more of you to say, all right, I am going to get up and I am going to, or not even get up, take my cell phone and make that call to 713 526 5738 and say, I am going to make sure that we have this kind of radio. Let me just give an example here. You see how I found that TikTok, I scrolled through TikTok, and depending on what you pick up on TikTok is what TikTok gives you. Now that Trump's owned TikTok through the owner of Oracle, I don't know what's going to happen. But um, this woman comes up with this message, and I don't only give her 10 seconds or a 30-second thing to say, oh, I wasn't able to vote. And for you to reach people have to hear stories and see how it relates to them. And that's what, if you take a listen to our interviews, that is one of the things that we try to do, right? Give it in a form that relates to you. Tomorrow, you're going to hear from Amanda Edwards, who previously ran for the Congress, but now she created an organization about people registering to vote, and I interviewed her over the weekend as well. You're going to hear the story, and you're going to see why it is that you need to engage. These are the kinds of things that we as a community radio, we as a public station can do that the others don't. And it is worth investing in this. And notice I said investing. It's not just donating, it's investing in who we want to be, investing in who we want to be. So please do that now. I only have about 6 minutes to raise the rest. 713 526 5738, extension number 1. $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you can, or a one-time contribution, whatever you can. Also, you can go to kpft.org, kpft.org, hit the donate button, select Politics Done Right so that it goes attached appropriately, and give us whatever you can from the website, kpft.org. Hit the donate button. We simply cannot do it without you. I mean, think about you, many of you are paying very large cable bills for some stations in that bill that are there to misinform you. Think about that. We are asking you to pay a few dollars for a station that will feed your mind, feed your mind, feed your soul, and with the kind of music we play as well, feed your heart. Tag, about a minute or so because I got to go to a station break. Come on in, Tag.
Egberto, I'm inspired this morning to spread the word here in Michigan that they are dropping people off the voting rolls, and we need to be animate about making sure that we're able to vote when the time comes. So thank you for that this morning. And I got to tell everybody, you want a good thing from KPFT? Call and get the Savannah coffee. it's a great deal. It's nothing better than getting some coffee from Houston.
Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate that. You have a good one, Tag.
Have a good day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Folks, he's right about that, the coffee, but there's so much more there. And Lynette, thank you for Lynette is getting that link together to get all the people for our the coffee with Egberto over Zoom that she contributed to last week. Thank you for that, Cheryl, and thank you for getting the people together in the chat. Folks, again, the number is 713-526-5738, extension 1. We haven't had any calls since our brother Raym from Third Ward has called in. We need quite a bit more in the next few minutes. I'm going to throw it to Sandy at the station break. Sandy?
Thank you. Yes, I just also want to comment, listening in the Third Ward, the Manna Food House is in the Third Ward. That's part of the Houston Food Bank system, and they're our community partner this drive. We've been able to truck over one carload, trunk load of food to them through collection boxes. There's a collection box at KPFT for those of you that are in the area. We're at 4504 Caroline Street. You can bring your shelf-stable foods, canned goods, etc. down, and we will take those over to the Manna Food Pantry while we're doing this drive, which again should extend into maybe around the beginning of March, and we should be done. So right after our birthday, we're charting to meet our goal about then. That's if everybody steps up and continues the pace we're on. 713-526-5738. Still trailing a little bit behind this morning. We could use a few more pledges. 3 people doing $10 a month would put us over our goal. $10 a month. Let's do that math really quick. $10 a month on the drive-through line at your fast food local place. You choose the style of joint you want with a W on it or a Burger King on it or whatever's on there. And you drive through, and as you're driving through, you're in your car by yourself, and you're a little bit hungry, and you look at the menu. And there on the menu, you see the number 8 value meal. And you order that number 8 value meal, and it costs you $10. Now, you're hungry, so you scarf that down before you get to the next red light. I see you eating while you're driving. I'm staying away from you, but you eat that down, and then you don't feel so good. In fact, you don't feel good at all. You're a little nauseous from eating the number 8 value meal. And you say to yourself, I really shouldn't have done that. I mean, it was only 1,900 calories, but it's all right. You've eaten that, and now consider that $10 bill. If you gave that to KPFT, you probably wouldn't feel nauseous, and you'd probably feel pretty good. Think about it. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. Easy to support, even easier to lose when we don't. Egberto.
Thank you, Sandy. I want to tell Chris from Houston, Texas, and Sonia from Houston, Texas, thank you so kindly for coming in. Now we are about $200 and about $240. If I did my math right, it's probably wrong, but yeah, I think we're about 260, about 260 away. I know. By the way, somebody can get us close there. Coffee with Egberto, $250 si lo tenemos ahí. $250. Thank you so kindly, Lord. It is exactly, I think, 250 that we need now that Lisa has supported us as well. Lisa, thank you so kindly for your contribution. We're at exactly missing at 250. And Coffee with Egberto, anybody? Coffee with Egberto, anybody? Hey, we're going to have to kind of wrap this up, but you can still give under Politics Done Right. Call in 713-526-5738. Do tell them it's for Politics Done Right so they'll write that down, or go to kpft.org. When you go to the donate button, it gives you a scroll down of shows. Select Politics Done Right. We're not at the top. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's alphabetical. But whatever the case is, just select Politics Done Right so that it gets accounted appropriately. I'm going to throw it to the beautiful people in the studio right now to close us out before they send it right back to me for a quick salute.
Okay, this is KPFT 90.1 FM in Houston. This weekend, I'm volunteering to man the Manna Food Drive here at the radio station from 9 to 5. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's something personally I'm going to do to get some food in here. We'll have more details later on.
Thank you for that, Jack. They say always above and beyond. Mayana, real quick. Okay, well, Mayana gets herself together. Let me just say.
I'm glad to be back. I'm just glad to be back and happy to hear you again. That's it.
Thank you, beautiful. And we are happy to have you here. We are running out of time. So, folks, one more time, please Please help get that extra 250 now. We can do it. We can do it. 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Hey, somebody, coffee with Egberto. I'll drive any part of the county and meet with you. Or you can join it with Cheryl Elkins and the coffee on the Zoom. Hey, look, do whatever we need to get that, and you can help us. Go to kpft.org, hit that donate button, select Politics Done Right as a show, and give whatever you can. Love you all, guys. You can reach me directly, kpft@politicsdoneright.com, kpft@politicsdoneright.com. Videos that I didn't show, go to politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. Lynette, I will meet with Chris Sampson on a Substack Live so that we can talk about Ukraine. Yes, I will do that. And let's get out of here. Love you all. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right, and you know how I end this baby. I am what? Out.
We now join Democracy Now!